Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, B Fong, thinking right out here in my lab. I'm in the book. I'm about to wrap it up. Oh, I got some more Egyptian proverbs for you. Good stuff. Let's go. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to, yeah, see where we're going with this? Know thyself. Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? Oh, you will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know that self. And two, my eye, be true. I'm about to wrap up this section of the teaching techniques, and we're gonna do the again selective Egyptian proverbs. All right, let's start with balance and harmony. It's a good combination. When I hear balance, first thing I think is my eye. Harmony is union of opposites. If you sing the baritone, he sing the tenor, y'all get together, make harmony by two different styles coming together. When your heart and your mind work as one, that's the balance you need to have. I call heart mind coherence. Slip that in. That's a good combination. All right, opposites coming together. In all thy undertaking, this is the saying, let a reasonable assurance animate thy endeavors. Do it for the right reasons. If thou despair of success, thou shalt not succeed. It's all in what you believe. If you believe you can, you will. If you believe you can't, you won't. It lies in the belief. The power is there. I tell you, religious people, it ain't about the religion, it's about the power of belief. But again, everything flows out and in. So everything has this tides, ebbs and flows. The sun, the moon pull the tide twice in 24 hours. When the ocean goes in, it goes out, it come back in twice in 24 hours. That's a natural recurrence, natural fraction function. And watch this. Things fall out, has tides. Now all things rise and fall. Again, will go up, coming down. And the pendulum of life swings, manifests in everything. You reap what you sow. So it depends on swing this way, it's gonna swing opposite the other way. The measure of the swing to the right is going to be the same measure of the swing to the left. That's called rhythm correspondence. Okay? It's gonna be compensation, excuse me. And whatever go this way, and go right that way. Right quick. Talking. Most people talk because they can. A wise man talks when he has something to say. An ignorant person will talk because he can. So let's get to this talking thing. Speak not much. For men are deaf to what? The man of many words. Some people, because they talk so much, you just tune them out. Like husband and wives at a certain point in time. I see the older couples and I laugh. I said, oh, he ain't he's so tired of hearing that he don't even hear it no more. He just zones out. Okay, I see the other wife. Oh God, man, yeah, whatever. I'm mad. So I'm understanding. Like, you watch the sitcoms back in the day. They showed all that. Then they knew what they were talking about. The psychological. All right, let's go. But that was funny. Speak not much. Why? Because men are deaf to man with many words. That guy who talk a lot. Be silent rather than shout. Thou please, therefore speak not. I adopted a philosophy I took up 2 months ago. If what I'm going to say, constructive criticism, don't do it. Don't do it. I vow if it's not going to be good, I don't say it. I've been quiet as a church house mice and ain't nobody knows the difference. Because if you're not being told about your ignorant or your ways that you don't know you have them. See, you don't see yourself that way. Other people do. So some people can't take constructive criticism. So I don't even try. Moving on. And I just got that concept. You know what I'm saying? I just practice it and it works like a charm. Why? I got less issues. Now, before all things, guard thy speech. Be be responsible of what come out your pie hole. Why? Because people gonna remember that. You may get flipped for a minute because the emotion hit. You say something slick or you say something disrespectful. You think the person we said it to gonna regret? Nope, nope. So I've learned not to do that too, for that reason. And for a man's ruin, what lies in his tongue. What I say, I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is what I'm going to say. Simple as that. They're going to match. The body is the storehouse of what? Of all manner of answers, be they good or bad. Choose, therefore, what? The right one. There's always two ways to do anything. There's the right way and the wrong way. How do you know what's the right way? The right way is to think before you react. The wrong way is to react before you think. That makes sense? Let's go. That's how you know the difference. And it will be a difference. Trust me on that too. And speak well, okay? Therefore, excuse me, therefore, the right one, and speak well, and let the wrong answer, what? Remain in prison in your body. I just told you, if it's not going to be good, I'm not going to say it. Ah, I didn't read to know. This had nothing to do. This 2 months ago, so it wasn't even in my study process. But I adopted that philosophy just to see. And I'm saying, ain't nobody said a word. Why? Because I'm not ragging on them. I'm not criticizing them. I'm not bringing down on them, the stuff that they do that I don't think it's too smart. I asked a question. If what's the opposite of smart? Dumb. Okay, so if what you're doing ain't smart, but if I say you're dumb, you get aggravated, want to act like you're gonna fight. But if I say, well, that wasn't too smart, that's my way of saying that was dumb. So yeah, moving over, just saying the concept. And I don't speak to people with my opinions and concept. Why? It goes nowhere, it means nothing. So the less I say, the better. And you keep the wrong answer, remain in prison in thy body. Digest it, eat it, so to speak. Words cannot give wisdom. Why? If they stray from the truth. Lies can't give you wisdom. Don't repeat slander, nor should you even listen to it. A lot of us like to hear about the he say, she said, who shot John. I could care less about all that. Either one of them. He, she, and John. It is the spouting of hot bellowed. Just report a thing that what have been observed by you. I'm only going to tell you what I know. I'm only going to tell you what I experienced. I'm only going to tell you what I've witnessed. I ain't got time for all the other stuff. Don't waste my time, okay? Not something, right this, that has been what? Heard secondhand. Hearsay. It ain't admissible in court. So well, throw it out. Why? It's information that ain't gonna do nothing, serve no purpose at all. That's why. But if it's something negligible, don't even say anything. Again, he who is standing before you will recognize your words. Let your actions speak for more than your damn words. Because if a lot of us talk a big one, but we don't measure up. So that means your actions ain't gonna match your words. I'm a man of my word. My actions going to match my words. That's important. Why have it if it ain't going to be, adhered to? Your word don't mean nothing if you don't stand on it, behind it. Just saying. Proceed. Oh, what I meant that. Okay, they will recognize your word. Here's a mouthful right here. If you are among some people, gain your supporters by building trust, being honest and forthright. That's the best reputation to have. He's dependable, he's respectful, he's a good dude. That carries cachet. They got weight. When somebody say, how was so? Oh man, that mom, you know it's not gonna be good. So be the guy who they say talk good about. That's all about what? Your actions. No, I'm not a good guy. No, I'm gonna show you I'm a good guy. The trusted ones, those who do not speak, the first thing that come to mind. Again, be careful what come out your pie hole. If somebody says something to you that you don't particularly care for, the first thing you want to do is snap back with a smart, sarcastic response. You're responsible for that. If you think before, nah, I ain't even going in. Yeah, whatever. Okay, and then move on. And what? They will become leaders. When somebody going in and having a little, okay, don't entertain that nonsense. But if people of means have a good name and their face is benign, people will now what? Praise them, even without their knowledge. Being taught good about is a good thing. You would think that's what you want. Behind your back, they saying good things. Okay, that's what they talk about. But if you give them reason to say negative things, they're going to say that too. Some of them do it without giving them, so you gotta be careful. But those whose hearts, right here, obey their bellies, however, ask for what? Contempt instead of love. Their hearts are naked. Their bodies are unanointed. They ain't good people. The great-hearted are a gift from God. Those who are ruled by their appetites, physical, carnal virtues, belong to the enemy. If all you want to do is zoom, 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 and boom, boom, and how you fun, yeah, that's the enemy. I'm your enemy. Why? I don't want that. I don't do that. So that's why. Opposites is creation. Creation, if it was just had night before we had day, before they had let there be light, we had what? Darkness, the abyss, y'all call it. We call it the noon. Bunch of potential, but chaotic. Nothing standing out. No light. So he brought light into the mix. So opposites in creation. That's what makes creation creation. Duality, the opposites. Maya, the choice. Opposite creation. Hope I can break this down for you right quick. I'm going into the contentment. Man is separated into soul and body. We're spiritual beings, the inner workings, having a physical experience, human experience, which is the physical body in this dimension. And only when the two sides of his senses agree together does utterance of its thoughts conceived by the mind take place. That's how you manifest. Wow, thinking about it, pros and cons, and then you manifest it by speaking it into existence. That's the concept. Spoken stuff into existence. Let there be light. Spoken stuff into existence. Get the concept? Okay. All this is all symbolical. But once you get the, I'm teaching esoteric. This ain't the norm. No, you can't get that. I don't do none of that nonsense. This is all esoteric teaching. That's why a lot of y'all ain't understanding it. But it's cool. This is what I do. So let's go. What it says here. When you can get both those things, heart, mind, coherence, that means you can utter words of power and you can make them reality, manifest. And thoughts conceived by the mind can take place with a clear, conscious mind. Okay. Gender is in everything, meaning it's going to be opposite. If it's negative, it's going to be positive. If it's male, it got to be female. That's what it means. Everything has its masculine, right side, brain, feminine, left side. You can call it principle, you can call it philosophy, you can call it rule, you can call it whatever you want. But gender manifests and on all planes of existence. Evil cannot exist without what? As well as good. You can't have one without the other. Yin and the yang, night and day. All those things are what? Natural laws from God set forth that man don't control. Both operate to what? Advance the great plan for the good of the whole. According to these two sides. To have peace, there must be strife. Simple as that. Joy, you got to have what? Pain. Love, got to have hate. Good, got to have bad. That's maya. And both are part of the structure of the world and requirements for the instruction of the creation of the children of God. Excuse me. We are dual individuals, body and spirit. Okay? Everything is dual maya. The first thing he did when he got out of the noon from saying, let there be light, maya, I need you. Okay, to what? Be order, hold everything under control. So everything is based on maya. Why? Ceaseless. She don't change, she don't waver, she's on point. And duality represents everything is dual. Everything has poles, meaning opposites. Everything has its pair, again, opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are built, are but, all truths are but what? Half truth until they manifest by the person who believe that and make it happen. Now it's the truth, what? Through manifestation. And all paradoxes may be what? Reconciled. No, you can't. Oh, this is the answer. This is the answer. Which is so opposites. They got to be opposites to everything. Now, let's get down to, I want to do that one. I'm going to run through this learning concept right quick. Learning. A lot of us don't know how to learn. Let me get that down. Learning, though they who grasp the truth of mental nature of the universe are well what? Advanced. I mean, you get it. So you well advanced on that path of self-mastery. You have to be conscious and have to have the ability to learn, comprehend, and understand for yourself to gain self-mastery. That's what it says. Let's go. Because the begetter of all things consists of life and what we call what? Light. Where of humankind is made. Hue means light, color. Okay? Man is the individual and kind, humans. If therefore a human shall what? Learn and to be able to comprehend and understand the true nature of life and light, then you shall what? The human pass into what they call eternity or life and light. When the physical body is over, the spirit goes back to its maker. That's eternal. That's more immortality. That's becoming one with God. And when the physical body goes, spirit goes home. If not, spirit got to reincarnate. That's all the story going. It's been since beginning of time. It ain't going nowhere. Moving on. When you're able to learn, learning is that the advantage lieth not in possessing good things, no, but in knowing the use of them. Having knowledge, having the tools, and not using them makes no sense. If I know how to build the house because I got all the tools, what's stopping me? It ain't gonna build itself. Okay, so having it and not using it is just like not having it at all. Moving on. Everything in life, every gesture, every situation is a world to what? To be mastered. A lesson learned while you're here in this physical form. Everything you do is to be learned and mastered. Everything is a teacher in life. Your experiences, that's what I teach. My experiences, I got nothing else. The self chooses the proper instruction for self. Once you raise that level, watch this. But the ignorant people of self, they have to beware of falsehoods and the misunderstood teachings from religions. Religion's only good if you can sift through the other stuff and get the good stuff out of it. There's some good stuff in there, but it's a whole lot of other stuff. I call it fluff. Everybody got their own interpretation. I say fluff. I just went through a whole fluff, bunch of stuff that I consider fluff. That's all. My discretion, my concept. The study of nature is the first rung on the ladder to greater understanding and enlightenment. You need to know where to start and how to go where you need to go. And disregarding the absurd or the unorthodox may mean a lost chance to truly understand the universal laws. Meaning, if you're being mistaught or you get misinterpretation, misunderstanding, you're going to miss. It's not going to work for you. I got that down there. I want to do, okay, see, transcending your ego. That's important. It's a quick one. But the whole purpose is to take the ego out of the driver's seat. Take the ego out of control. Why? It's out of control. And unless you do something about it, you will stay out of control. You have to transcend, and it says on transcending one's ego. Self-sacrifice. Ain't gonna do it. Ain't gonna do it. That's why. Well, the ego prevents him from that. That's why. The ego says, not me. But it's self-destructive. See? It won't do what's good, but it'll do harm to itself. That annihilates your personality. On your journey, and we call it life, to the truth if you are a seeker of truth. On your journey to truth, you must stay on the path of what? Love and enlightenment. The heart filled with greed and lust will be overcome by its own selfishness, refusing to give in, refusing to do a selfless service, refusing to be a good person. That shuts down the ability to raise their conscious level to get to the next level. That's why the ego have to be what? Conquered, put into service position, not in the lead slot. That's why. Moving down here, I see a bunch of other stuff. Okay, another good one. I see another one here, right? I ain't gonna make it. With contentment, I'm gonna do another lesson. Sorry about that, but let's get this out the way. Another one of my favorites on knowledge and wisdom. Are they both the same? Let's talk about it. See, again, they know themselves. Those who know themselves, they know what? The cosmos as well. To know thyself is to know higher self. Higher self considered God. So to know God is to know thyself. Same thing. No matter how you flip it, it still works. That's the difference. And that's how it's done. True knowledge, aka self-knowledge, comes from what? The upward path which leads one to the eternal fire. Error, defeat, and death results what? From the followers of what? The lower path or the worldly attachment. You got two roads to go, Mayat or yourself. Those who practice Mayat, those who practice themselves will die one day. Those who practice Mayat won't die. Do your homework and find out why. All right? But in here it says, okay, I got that out the way. I'm going to do a quick breakdown of the fifth concept here. Is called on contentment. If you think having a bunch of money in the bank and having everything, material stuff, that's contentment, let me take it down. Let me break it down for you. We're just going to scratch the surface. It's going to have to go into another lesson. But let's talk about it right quick. I'm trying to get you started. Contentment. Everybody's level or concept about contentment is their own choice. Okay, whatever makes you happy or floats your boat, as they say. Let's talk about the philosophical concept. To be satisfied with little. I've learned at one time, I thought I needed to drive a big Cadillac. I thought I needed a pocket for the money. I thought I needed a closet for the clothes. I thought I needed, that was not contentment. That was ego, all ego, all ego. Everything I just said was based on ego. Now I learned what? I can do without all that. That's contentment. Real quick lesson, okay? Experience right now. Just to be satisfied with little is the greatest wisdom, okay? And they that increase their riches, what they doing? Increasing their cares. But a contented mind, a satisfied, happy mind is a hidden treasure, and what? Trouble find it not. If you content with what you're doing, I didn't even read temptation. That was on this list over here. Temptation, right quick, is more. It is more difficult to be well with riches than it is to be at ease under the want of them. Man governs himself what much easier in what poverty than in abundance. That's the truth. Watch this. And it said, right, contentment. If you're content with what you got, you could care less about how green your grass, your neighbor's grass is. You can content less about what somebody driving, how they live. That's the level I'm at right now in my life. They call it sagehood, whatever. Why? You focus, you concern with what? Things that you can change, not other things that don't have nothing to do with you. That's contentment. Again, not having those things ain't contentment. Being able to do without those things is true contentment from what they're saying. What's this? And in moderate in in moderate desires or riches is a poison. Why? That's lodged in one's mind. Why? That's the ego. And unless you take him and put him in servitude, he's going to want, he's going to want, he's going to want. He's not going to be satisfied. He's not going to be satisfied. He's going to constantly want. So you got to put that thing in check. It contaminates, the ego contaminates and destroys everything that was good in it. Like that rotten apple. If you find a rotten apple in a bunch, get rid of it. Why? It's going to take the rest of them. That's the saying. That's the fact. That's what they tell you right there about the ego. Your ego is the rotten apple. You got to remove that thing. Cut it out, get whatever. But you got to get it under control or it'll spoil the rest of the batch. It's no sooner rooted there. What's this? Then all virtue, all honesty. I didn't do the honesty thing, right? I just look at some of the stuff I should have read about, broke down. But what's this? Through all your virtue and all honesty, all nature affliction, fly before the face of it. Why? Because contentment is a difficult feeling to develop. Why? Because we mostly spend our time thinking about what we need to accomplish in the future or what we did or didn't in the past. Right there. That means we never focus on the now. Live in the moment. We don't do that. A lot of people just quote it, man, I've already done it, man, but I'm going to do that. What you doing now? Not focusing, not concentrating, and worrying about what you can't change in the past. It's something that may not happen in the future. So you ask out on both ends. Don't do that. That's not a good position to be in. I know the best way, etc. Those people who know everything and don't know themselves, don't follow them. Why? They're dangerous. They're gonna hurt themselves. And if you follow them, you can get hurt too. Jim Jones, drink the Kool-Aid. I ain't drinking Jack. But the ones who didn't drink the Kool-Aid, they shot him anyway. So who the hell wants that kind of moving on? But that's what people who blindly find people who blindly follow people who don't mean them no good. So they got nothing to do with contentment when you're following blindness with just letting somebody tell you what to do. Or what's this? Or what disastrous mistakes were made by them. Everybody got a war story. We all got a war story. Respectfully, I don't give a damn about yours. Why? I got mine. I feel the same way about yours as you feel about mine. So let's just keep it real, honest up front. Okay, I'm gonna stop the lesson right now. I see it's going on a little bit too long. So I'm gonna hold up here and be right back with my contentment lesson from a different perspective, hopefully, because I still got other remnants. So next lesson would be basically on contentment. Right thinkers, so I never let my right thinkers who starting to get better at who they are and passed away. Keep working. I'll be right back.